What's up, guys? Nasty Nate here, IFBB Pro, and we are at Pack Animal Fitness down over in St. Pete, Florida. And my good buddy Peyton came down to do some shooting and get some content, hopefully some good content today. So today we're going to take him through a shoulders and arms workout. So this is something that I don't see a lot of people traditionally do, but I've been doing it for a little bit and I really like it. It's just shoulders, tris, and bis. So that's what we're going to do today. Where a lot of guys, you know, they have a one arm day or they sort of split it up a little bit differently. Well, I've always been the type of person I like to do arms. I hit my arms twice a week. So I do one day where it's chest, tris, and bis. And then I have today, which would be delts, tris, and bis. And it's just a pretty good day because it's a good balance of output. So you're not really necessarily killing yourself, but you're also getting a lot of muscle activation through the, you know, because a lot of people will just hit maybe arms, where now we get to hit the delts too. So we're getting a little bit more out of our workout there. So right now for me, my split is sort of something like I got 2 leg days, which is a hamstring focus and a glute focus. And then one is a quad focus. And then I got my, like I said, my chest and my arm day. And then I got my shoulder and my arm day. And then I got one sort of big back workout. And that's sort of what I'm doing right now for a split with like a 5-day, 3 on, 1 off, 2 on, 1 off, and sort of just repeat that. Falls on the same day of the week. So, and today we'll take you through the gym of Pack Animal Fitness, which is my home gym. I train people out of here too for personal training. It's a great gym, locally owned, bodybuilder owned, type of facility. So I really like it here. There's a lot of good old pieces here too. So, yeah, just follow along and we'll start out with some shoulders today and show you guys what I do for my shoulders and arm workout. So for our first exercise, we're going to do just a lateral raise with the cable. It's just something to get the shoulders warmed up, get the joints loosened up a little bit. For me, for shoulders, I always like to get that, do light warm-ups to work our way up to the heavier stuff like the compound movements. I would never want to walk in and start doing the shoulder press. So we're going to just warm up with a nice little cable, just get some blood in there and just start increasing and building that pump up.
Instead of recurring investments, in stocks and ETFs.
That's not you doing that.
You got this.
Yeah, I do. Now, what do you do with keys?
Also, for me, I like it starting out the cable a little bit. A lot of people you'll see to start off the floor. I actually like starting it like at knee height because if you think about it, when you're raising, you're starting from right here. So it actually makes it a little bit easier to go out like this instead of all the way down. You're coming at this angle, whereas this is coming out more. So with a lateral raise, we always want to take the hand and lead out as much as we can, not up. So you'll see as I come out, it's gonna my hand essentially is gonna come out as far as they can to the wall essentially. So you want to be like this, okay? Not necessarily like this or like that. Straighten the elbow a little bit more. And then think about dragging across the floor and out to the wall. Yeah. There you go. And then you come to the top, squeeze that delt. There you go. Good. 15 to 12 reps, you know what I mean? But I'm just trying to get that blood in there, just get a crazy pump. I'm not necessarily gonna keep on getting heavier and heavier, because I feel like that just like creates more injury. So like an isolation movement, where yeah, when you get to the compound stuff, the shoulder press, that's when you can go heavy, trip it and rip it. That's the whole purpose of like doing this now. Get the blood in there, get the shoulders warmed up. So then we kind of get down the road, you know? Good. Nice. He started getting to the end. You can see he's like starting to like, he's have to guard himself a little bit because he's getting towards failure. So when that starts to happen, like I said, we want the ultimate blood and drive in that muscle. So when he starts doing like this and gets to that failure point, what you can do is actually do partials and just go like this really lightly and just finish like that to get to failure. And it just, when you do this, it kills, it just drives tons of blood into that muscle, gets a crazy pump on that shoulder. So same with the dumbbells too, you know, you'll be doing these, you get to that failure point, just doing these, you know, some of you guys have seen that obviously before. I'm not the first one to invent that, but it's a great finisher to get past failure, you know, you get a crazy pump towards the end, so.
Watch me when you call my name. See small blue, see me. Sing a song again. Oh, I'm a
And you'll see the reps all look the same all the way through, you know, like rep 1 looks the same as rep 10 or 11 or 12, you know, like, and I'm not stopping at the top, I'm not readjusting my form, it's all the same all the way through, you know. That's another thing you get better and better at, you know, rep speed, rep tempo.
So did you do typically like one all-out working set or like 2 working sets, or?
Depends. So on like, yeah, usually on shoulder press, I'll do like an all-out heavy set, you know. Push should be dope. Nice, yep. Come on. There we go. Yep. Yep. Nice. Come on. Good. Yep. Drive. Yep. One more. Breathe. Yep. That was good though. See how this goes. It feels like my shoulders are smoked right now, so. So heavy. Boom, breathe, good. Breathe, good. Yep. Come on. Breathe, yep. There you go. Come on. Yep. One more. Yep. Breathe, drive.
I just noticed you don't grab the handles.
No, it's like maybe too big. Like,
They swivel a little bit.
try the where I grab and see if you like it. I used to grab the handles and I started grabbing that. I was like, oh, that's actually much better to me. Yeah. Slide them up a little bit if you have to. So. Yeah.
I think I like the handles more.
Yeah, I think it's just that I'm like maybe too big for it.
Moving the arms.
Yeah, we'll start with some tricep push downs. So we're gonna start with this tricep push down. It's actually, I got this from Jay Cutler from back in the day, but it's almost like instead of just a normal push down where your elbows are tucked, we're actually gonna keep the elbows flared out and push down. So it's more like a push down like that. Like it's almost like a seated one, like those machines. You have the handles on the side and you push out like that. So this is actually gonna be a lot, for guys that have elbow issues, this is gonna be a really good push down movement for the guys with like elbows that are cranky and stuff, because this one is going to aggravate your elbows way more, whereas we're going to keep those elbows out flared and push down. Good stretch. Good. There you go. It's one of my favorite triceps, honestly. I always get such a good pump after this. Yep.
hear that? Or no, or no?
Woo.